you feel it. Guys, voice cuts. This is the podcast that you
Hey, what's happening? This is your host Tinto, and yeah, happy Merry and all that stuff. New Year's, Merry Christmas, wada wada. Hope you guys have had a fantastic time. I had a great time. Could have been better if you guys gave me some coffees, you know. It's the first Christmas I've gone without like a coffee is for Christmas thing. Yes, I am crying. But you probably had enough of me crying. For those who during the course of the year you're tired, so I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. Instead, I'm gonna tell you about a really cool thing that we have starting in 2026. And the pace at which this comes to you depends on how quickly you guys offer to be a part of it. So the Feeling Station podcast is shooting a new dating series that we hope to launch in the new year. We've shot the pilot. It looks fantastic. I wish I could show you, but the pilot is only going to be shown to people who actually want to participate and they want to get a feel of what it's about. So if that is you, please DM us on the Feeling Station on Instagram. The handle there is Feeling STN, and there you get to see all of the casting call information we're putting across. But the best way to get through to us is just slide into the DMs and say, hey, cast me. So if this is appealing to you, you're single, you're a man, you're a woman, you're non-binary, you're identified as a crocodile, whatever you want, come through. We're going to film the stuff and make 2026 a fantastic year. If I don't get to speak to you guys before the new year actually sets in about 2 or 3 days, I want to wish you guys a fantastic 2026. You've been amazing in 2025, and now it's time for me to actually start giving back by giving you brand new, fresh visual content. If you still want to feel like giving me a coffee, head over to www.buymeacoffee.com/Feeling Station and give as your spirit leads. And always remember, there's nothing too small to support the podcast you've grown to love. If that's not enough and you're feeling a bit extra, go ahead and buy the new activity book by the Feeling Station that you can find on Amazon by searching for Tinto Linto. That's TINTOLINTO. You can't miss it. It's a .to.connect book. And with that out of the way, let's get straight into this next episode. And before you go too far, I need to tell you that there's some suicide ideation in there. So if that is probably going to trigger you, I suggest that you maybe skip this one and catch the one that drops in the new year. Cool. With that out of the way, let's get straight into it.
Is that a breakup?
I think we have a situation right here on the Feeling Station.
Hi, Tinto.
What's up?
I'm all right. How are you?
Doing very well. Thanks. Welcome to the Feeling Station.
Thank you, Tinto. Happy to be here.
For those who are listening to this podcast for the first time, it's a romantic family and friendship breakup podcast showcasing stories that people would like to talk about with a view to give lessons from their experiences. Now, I hope you find today's story entertaining, but more importantly, meaningful. And the podcast is really popular, as you know, for two main reasons. The first being I do my best to keep you anonymous, my friend, by giving you a name from the African continent. Are you ready for your name?
Yes, let's hear it.
You sound unsure. Are you really ready for your name?
I don't trust you, Tinto. You're going to give me a name from maybe some, I don't know.
Yeah. Nah. I'm giving you a name from the warm country of Malawi.
Okay.
Yeah, and the name that I have for you is Zione, which is Zione. Zione.
Meaning?
And what that means is blessings or somebody who's blessed.
Oh, that's great. I'm actually blessed.
I know, right?
I embrace the name.
Amen to that.
Thank you.
And the second reason why the podcast is really popular is there are real life lessons that people walk away with from the episode. But before we get to those lessons, what are you going to call the guy you're talking about today?
I'm going to call him Trojan.
Trojan as in the virus. Like a Trojan horse virus or something. Is that it?
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Why have you decided to go?
Charming but harmful.
Oh, Shem.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story is about Zione and Trojan. And yeah, like I said, the second reason is there are real life lessons that people are going to walk away with from your story. So what would you like anyone to take away today?
Okay, my first lesson is know when to walk away.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then the second lesson is emotional independence is the best gift to yourself.
Oh, amen to that.
And then the third lesson is turn each red flag into a boundary. Every ignored red flag becomes a rule for a future you.
Jeez. Yeah, you've given some thought to this, huh?
Yeah. And then my final lesson is infatuation thrills,
Yeah.
but compatibility fulfills. Choose wisely.
Yo. I can already tell this is a very wholesome episode. I can tell. And I'll play those lessons back. Number 1, know when to walk away. Number 2, emotional independence is the best gift you can give yourself. Number 3, turn each red flag into a boundary. Every ignored red flag becomes a rule for a future you. And number 4, infatuation thrills, but compatibility fulfills. Choose wisely. Oh, cool. Ziona, let's get straight into it. Where did you meet Trojan and why did you decide to give him a chance with you?
Okay, so I met Trojan at work.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a trendsetter, and you understand why I'm saying it's a trendsetter. That's
Okay.
a red flag number 1.
What meeting someone at work is a red flag?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were in a remote area, a rural area set up where it was an NGO. So this was my first NGO job, just coming from, I think I'd done a year or so in a private sector and grabbed this opportunity. But what I didn't realize was I was probably too young to be thrown out there in the rural areas.
Right.
Which was very remote, and the only social aspect about it was probably just people hanging out at the shops, nothing more. That was the only form of entertainment. So our organization had what we call an ADP, Area Development Program Center, and then there was a school, and then there was a police camp, and then there was a clinic. So those were the only 4 facilities or amenities available. So your circle of people would only come from those 4 areas. So I happened to meet Trojan at work, who were working in the same office, but he was more on the programming side. I was in the accounting side. So we happened to be staying in the same house because we offered accommodation. And he was by himself, so only the people that had families were having their own houses.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so the ones that didn't have families would be put up in a guest house. So it was just the 2 of us. So, and then we would obviously receive guests who came here and there. So that's where we met. At first, it was just a friendship, but then, of course, he tried to lure me. But there was also a guy from the school, the high school. He was a teacher. His name is Adonis. I'll give him Adonis because he fits that description. Yeah, so he was also interested in, his friend was interested in me, but I was totally not interested in him. So, but Adonis was just accompanying his friend and, trying to be friends with me. So my interest was really with Adonis. But Trojan he was quite, handsome and everything and all, but he was quite imposing, so he managed to disrupt that union with Adonis and then imposed himself on me by just doing the right things.
I was just about to ask, how was he imposing? And what are those right things that he was doing?
Okay, he was giving me a lot of attention. He knew what to say. He was straight to the point. And he would obviously interrupt, like if I were to want to go out anywhere, he would create an activity that we could do together and convince me not to, go out anywhere else.
Right.
Yeah, and he was also a very hands-on person. Remember, I said we're sharing the same house. So he would clean, he would cook, he would do everything. So for me, it was like, oh, okay, this person is a hands-on person, and I live with him anyway. So why should I keep searching outside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you didn't have an initial attraction to him, which is a bit. I don't know because Yeah.
I did, in the sense that he was tall, he was handsome, he was everything, but I think I would have preferred. What didn't attract me more to him was he was a bit more on the talkative side. I'm more attracted to calmer people,
Right.
and Adonis was a very calm person.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Otherwise, other than that,
Yeah.
everything was okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we then start having a relationship, but I'm torn in between the two, and Trojan noticed that, and he then approached Adonis, and then had a confrontation with him and said, "Leave my woman alone," etc., etc. And Adonis, being the quieter, calm person, retreated and just told me outright that he couldn't do this because of that confrontation. So I ended up losing any chance I had with him. So it so happened that this place that I was working from was a very, very distant place. It took us probably about 12 hours to get to the nearest
Yo.
city.
Yo. Okay.
So you wouldn't then go home frequently,
Mm-hmm.
maybe just once a month. And because the road was a dusty one and it was a very long trip, you'd get into a bus at midnight and then, get to your destination the following day later on. So there was a weekend when I had to organize a housewarming party for my sister. She had just finished her housewarming party, her house. So I had to arrange that, and I went away for the weekend.
Mm.
Trojan had access to my sister's landline. Those days we had landlines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I hadn't invited him. It was just like, we were still in the early stages of the relationship, or me starting to want to assess whether I really want to go out with him or not. So he invites himself, interrupts, it comes to the party. Later on, I think he got into the bus late and then arrived the following day. I'm surprised to see him at the party. There's all my relatives, my uncles, and my sister's friends and everything. He arrives in the evening.
So did he manage to do this because he contacted your sister via the landline?
Yes, he did that.
Yo.
And he persuaded my sister not to let me know. He said it was a surprise. Yeah, so he came to the party, and then the following morning, he actually slept there. The following morning, after the party, after most people had gone, except my relatives who had come from a bit of far, set me down. They called me into a meeting, and I was surprised what the meeting was all about. So they set me down and say, "We have here Trojan who wants to get married to you. And you are resisting every effort he has. And he seems like he's a very good person, etc., etc." And I'm like, he hasn't even discussed this with me. So what gives him the right to, sit people around and hear out his intentions? But, back then, the advice of the elders was something that you couldn't just brush away. So I ended up trying to consider, getting into a serious relationship with him only because of, how people viewed him. Because they were saying if somebody has this kind of a drive and the desire to settle down, you shouldn't just give him your back like that. So I was like, okay, let me try this. So they made him sign to say you are committing to marrying our niece.
Wait, what? Who?
My uncles.
Wait a minute. When did you meet your uncles and all of them people?
At the party.
So
remember he came,
so at that first time that he's met your family, he's persuaded them so much that he wants to marry you that they asked him to sign on a piece of paper to say you're going to get this done, and he did it.
Yeah.
And he hasn't even asked you to be his girlfriend yet.
He had been asking, but I hadn't been giving him a straightforward answer.
Yeah, so as far as I'm concerned, you were not boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yes, we were not. So,
Yo. So he went and he signed this thing.
yeah, he did.
Okay, now which one of your family checked with you to say, is this what you really want?
My sister did. And then my brother was more on the same side with him. But my elder sister did. So
You
I
make it
was
sound
like,
as if your sister wasn't on his side.
no, she was considerate of how I felt. So she wanted to hear my own views and how I felt about it. So I told her the truth that, you know what, I wasn't yet into a full-blown relationship with him, but I was considering it. But I hadn't thought it would like escalate to the extent that it has done now, but I can give it a chance.
Okay. And what was her response to that?
She was saying, she's just said, suit yourself. I mean, but just be careful. If you don't really feel you are in for this, don't force yourself to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I had previously introduced someone to my sister, but that was quite a while ago while I was still in uni. So,
Okay.
but that relationship just faded away
Yeah.
because the guy just disappeared, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so my sister understood my feelings and we used to talk openly about these things. So I tried to give it a chance and said, okay, fine, let me just see how. So you see where my other lesson is, where I'm saying compatibility fulfills. I didn't think about compatibility with this guy in most areas that I know now. So I just found myself getting in because he was available. I was also staying in a very remote area. I was young. He was amongst the few people that I could choose from because I had a 2-year contract with this organization. So it meant 2 years of my time I was in the rural areas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I just said, okay, fine, let me just give it a go. So we start dating.
Out of convenience, and it feels like pressure. Because one of the things that that you said about this guy was he was very insistent. I forgot what word you used.
Persistent, yeah. He
Persistent,
was
yeah.
imposing.
Yeah,
persistent.
imposing, yeah. So
Yeah.
it sounds like you're in this relationship because one, he's an imposing character, and two, he has signed a piece of paper to your family to say he promises he's going to marry you. But at the same time, you sound like you had reservations because he's very talkative. And when your sister said, well, it's up to you, when someone says that, they're not really confident in the situation, you know. I have some friends who've come to me and asked for something, and I can tell them, yo, this is not the right way. But if I can tell it's what they really want, I end up saying, as long as it makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly.
So it doesn't sound to me like you made your sister understand that you didn't want this.
No, I didn't. I blame myself on that. I wasn't fully. I think I was also very naive, you know? Yeah, he was quite not too talkative, but he also had short fuse temper.
Right.
Yeah. You know, so he was also a bit intimidating as well. Let's say in a group setup or, you know. Yeah. So, yeah. So that's how we met.
So you're not really painting a good picture, you know, from the onset on on how this started. Yeah, like it's really sounding like you did this out of fear.
No, I'm now talking about these qualities now because I'm a wiser person than I was then. Had I been asked back then, I wouldn't have been able to articulate these characteristics as I'm doing now.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Right. Okay.
So yeah. So we start dating, and he makes it, you know, on like very open to people that we are dating, at the workplace and everything else. And then he takes me to his family to be introduced. I meet the family, the parents. I must say he came from a very poor background. And also, one question the parents asked me that I hadn't known then was that did I know that he previously had a wife?
Right.
Yeah, and just to save myself the embarrassment, I said I did. You know.
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
The father was quite he was a very nice father. He was quite open with me, and they said, if you knew, then it's okay, but we just didn't want you to get into this without you knowing. So that introduction takes place. I warm up to the family warms up to me, and then we then got retrenched because the organization was winding down. So that was after 2 years. And then we moved to, my intention was I'll move back to a city near where I grew up because I was more familiar with everything there. So he followed me and we moved in together. We cohabited. The cohabitation was okay, smooth, everything was fine. And then he then paid Lobola, I think after about 6 months.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
By
So we
this
are now.
point, what did you now like about him?
I liked that he was very doting. He was like, he would be very attentive to my needs. He would be quite affectionate.
What were your needs at that time? Because you said you're very young and vulnerable. So what did you know about you that you could say that he's meeting this need? What needs did you have, and how was he meeting those needs?
He was the type of person who would, like, if I'm not feeling okay, I had problems of being anemic as I was in uni. So I would have some disease spells and all that stuff. He would really take care of me during those times. He was he was in the health sector, so he knew how to administer patient care and all those things. So he would really, make sure that I'm healthy. Everything he would do, and he was also a hands-on person. Like he was not the type of person who would say household chores are for women. Yeah, he would wake up, clean the house, do everything. If you needed to rest, he would be like all dotting all over you and make sure you are resting. And he would actually like not hide. He showed public affection, which is one thing that I like. My love language is also public affection or some form of of affection.
Yeah.
So he was all those things. And he was also somebody who respected my family members quite well. And treated them like gave them their position and everything. So he was very respectful when it came to people around, elders and everything, and very cultured as well. So yeah.
So it sounds like your needs were really just to be affirmed, supported, and someone who's affectionate.
So. Yeah, I think those also emanated from myself having to grow up in a broken family where my mom left when I was 13, and I grew up with an abusive father. So having to look up to a man who does things for you was like heaven.
Right. Thanks for that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. And then, so we marry, right? Traditionally, not a white wedding. Traditionally, we start staying together. We start a family. And one thing I need to bring into attention is that his family was, they believed in the white garment sector churches and the traditional sangomas. But at that particular time, I'm not a person who grew up with all that. I was in a Catholic church, but I was not, I wouldn't judge,
But what does it mean for someone who doesn't know what the white garment church is doing? They're listening to this podcast. What can you summarize? Some of the characteristics and the fact that you said they're into what do you
Traditional
say? Yeah,
sangomas.
traditional style. Yeah, can you just explain that a little bit?
Okay, so in Shona, the white garment churches are the mapostori, where people get what we call mteuro. It lasts you you follow certain rituals for 7 days, etc., etc. It involves, a number of rituals and beliefs, or, that you are always. I can say my own assessment from this kind of setups is that you're always instilled fear rather than hope
Right.
when you attend these kind of white garment churches, because that's all they feed you on. So yeah, the parents really believed in that. The mother was aligned to the white garment churches, but she didn't really go to that particular church, but she would consult. Yeah, and the father was strongly on the Sangoma side.
What does that
Yeah.
mean, being aligned with the Sangoma side?
They would consult when things go wrong in the family. They would even believe that if somebody is sick, for example, there was a young brother who was sick, and my husband, then being in the health professional, knew that the brother was infected with HIV. Yeah, but my father-in-law believed otherwise. He believed that he was bewitched.
Right.
Yeah. So they would constantly consult traditional sangomas for healing, for views and etc.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, that's one thing that they did. My husband was neither here nor there, but he followed mostly, like, he believed what his parents believed in, but he didn't necessarily go to consult himself. Yeah. So we started a family, and then 5 years into this marriage, which was going smoothly as far as I was concerned, because we had our trends or regular kind of what can I say? Like, we would know what we'll be doing each weekend together, every step of the way. When we are going to work, he would pick me up at 5 p.m. After I finish work, we would go back home together. So there was never a day that he was really out of my sight, except when he was at work and I'm at work. So we used to do things together, shopping, everything we used to do together. And he was a very family-oriented person. So 5 years into this marriage, remember I said he was quite a loud person. Even when he was talking on the phone, he was a loud person. You would even hear the conversation. So our house had 2 phones. These were landlines. This is a landline, but had cordless phones. One was in the bedroom and the other one was in the lounge. So we come back from work. It's around 6 p.m. I'm in the bedroom, and he took one of the handsets. He goes outside and starts talking. But he was pacing up and down, and he was lowering his voice. And I could see him through the window. And I'm like, who is he talking to? Like, his voice is so low, and he's making an effort not to be heard. So my instinct tells me to pick up the other handset in the bedroom and listen to the conversation. Enter Rose. I'll call her Rose. I love flowers, so I'm gonna call all my characters by the ladies by the names of flowers.
The ladies,
Yes.
Okay. So enter Rose.
Yes, enter Rose. I hear this conversation. It was a very mature conversation. I must say, him talking to Rose, by then I didn't know her name. But in this conversation, they talked about having to meet the following day to go for a funeral. It seems as if Rose had lost an uncle. So they talk about, and then they also addressed an issue where one other uncle was not feeling well, and my husband was giving advice on how to take care of this person. They finished that, and then they talk about Rose's friend and they mentioned her name, they were supposed to go with her to this funeral. So this name that is mentioned, I'll just call it Lily. They talked about Lily. So Rose and Lily were supposed to meet my husband the following day. This was a work day to go for a funeral. And on this particular day, I was advised that he's having his school lessons. He was a bookworm, so he liked studying. He was having his lessons quite late. So he was not going to come back home with me, but he was going to put up in another city. Remember, we were working in one city, but staying in another city. So our work routine was commuting from one city to the other one. It took us about 1.5 hours to get to work.
Yeah.
So he was supposed to stay behind. And then I'm like, okay. So when I hear this conversation, I remain calm. I let them finish, and then they drop the line. And then he went outside in the car and was cleaning his car. And then I sit beside him and I'm asking, do you have a relative that has passed on that I'm not aware of? And he immediately blows up and says, don't listen to my conversation, what. And then I'm like, okay, do you want to talk about this or not? And he says, no, I don't want to talk about it. And I'm like, okay, fine. We're not talking about it. But I was fuming inside and I was boiling and I was like, okay, fine. How do I handle this? So at night when he slept, I couldn't sleep in the same room with him. I had to sleep in the lounge. And then I access his phone while he was sleeping. And then I searched for Lily's contact. Because they'd mentioned Lily in their conversation. I searched for Lily's contact in his phone. I find 2 contacts of Lily's. And then the following morning, I go to the office. I ask my friend for access to the phone in the office. And then she helps me to phone the first Lily. Then I introduce myself. I give myself a pseudonym and say, my name is so-and-so. Trojan asked me to confirm whether we are going to meet him to go to the funeral. And she says, sorry, I don't know anything about the funeral. So I immediately know that I've got the wrong Lily. Then I cut and apologize. Then I dial the second one.
Yo.
So the second Lily confirms availability to go to the funeral. Then I ask Lily, I also have a message for your friend, meaning Rose. Can you please give me her number so that I can also give her the same message? And she gives me the number. Yeah. And then I call Rose and then just introduce myself. I've been asked by Trojan to get hold of you. He's not available. His phone is, damaged. And then she confirms the availability for the funeral. And then after that, I just hang up the phone. Then I think a minute. I call back again. And now I'm introducing myself. I'm Zione. I'm actually Trojan's wife. The first time I called you, I was lying to you. And I know that immediately after I put this phone down, I know you're going to call Trojan. So be it. But I just needed to let you know that I'm his wife.
Yeah.
She was shocked. And so to me, she says, I thought he was staying with his sister.
Oh.
That's what. Yeah. And then remember, I told you that there was the issue of a previous wife mentioned.
Yes.
So Rose says that Trojan showed her a divorce certificate. Yeah. So to her, as far as she was concerned, Trojan was divorced.
Yeah, divorced man, yeah.
Yeah. And he was staying with the sister. So I'm like, okay, believe whatever you want, but this is what I'm telling you. And then I cut the phone. I immediately phoned my mother-in-law and the sister when they were in the same city where we were working. They request for a meeting in town with Trojan. we meet, we discuss, and Trojan apologizes and says, sorry about this, it will not happen again, blah, blah. I go back to the office, he goes back to his office. He comes back to collect me in the evening, and then we drive back. The whole hour, 30 minutes, no one was talking to the other. In the evening, around 10, when we get home, Rose calls on the landline. And I'm the one who picked the phone, and I'm like, and she was, oh, I thought you were lying, so I was just calling to prove.
Wow. Yeah, and it makes sense because the time of day that she phoned, right? 10 p.m. is probably family time and what.
Yeah. Yeah. So she says, I thought you were lying. And I'm like, no, I wasn't lying to you. And she says, is Trojan there? I want to speak to him. I'm like, yes, he's right here. He was right there next to me. He could listen into what I was saying. And he refuses to talk to her. And I just give back the words that he's here, but he doesn't want to speak to you. And she starts fuming and she says, hey, I might be pregnant.
Yo.
This and that. I don't know what to do. I'm like, okay, this is not my, my issue. So I put the phone down and I tell Trojan that Rose is saying she's pregnant. So how do you intend to handle this situation? So after the lobola, we then had this court wedding that was just officiated at the court. So we were married with the chapter that doesn't allow polygamy.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. So now I'm putting across that, our marriage doesn't allow this. So what do you intend to do? And says, I love both of you. I'm like, I'm not having this. I'm not ready to be in a polygamous relationship or marriage. So I can't be in this setup. Can you decide how you want to proceed?
And this is the first time is now officially acknowledging that there's somebody else in the picture.
Yes.
What happened to you asking, so who's Rose? Tell me about Rose. Why didn't you ask that? Or did you?
I did. I asked about Rose, and he says that it was somebody whom he studied with when he was doing his health practice.
Right.
Some years ago. So they met.
And when did you ask about Rose?
I asked about Rose.
Right there or before?
At the family meeting, the one we had in town. Yeah. Because when I finished having the phone calls with both Rose and Lily, I didn't talk to Trojan.
Yeah. I didn't.
Yeah, I only called his mom and the sister to tell them what the situation was, and they summoned him for us to meet.
Okay.
Yeah. So I asked, and then and apparently, then I realized later on that my mother-in-law actually knew Rose.
And she knew Rose as who? As a friend, as a sister, a cousin, a workmate?
As a girlfriend.
Whilst you were married to Trojan?
Yes, Rose at some interval fell ill. Remember I told you that the only time that we parted was when he was going to work.
Yeah.
And I was going to my office.
Yes.
So Trojan had a job that involved outreach. So he would be out and about during the day. And then towards 5 o'clock, he goes back to the office and winds up. But his job involves moving around for outreach programs. So at one particular time, he actually went to hospital to see Rose, accompanied by his mom.
You know, I would be more surprised if this didn't happen to me before. It's happened to me before. I was in a full-on relationship with someone, and their mom knew that there were two of us.
Can you imagine?
And what was really messed up is there's a time I desperately needed to use my card that she had at the time. And I was calling her for almost an hour and a half and I couldn't get a hold of her. Then I asked the mom.
To see someone.
I was like, yo, man, I can't get a hold of this person. Is she home? She's like, no, she's not home, but let me try to call her. She made one call and within 10 seconds, she called me back. And she hadn't rung her phone. She rang the guy's number, the other guy's number. And he's the one
Imagine.
who says your mom is looking for you. She rang her mom, and then,
Wow.
mom says, "Yo, man, your guy in London is looking for you." And she did, she called back, but I could tell she was in the bathroom. It was echoey,
Wow.
and I didn't think anything of it because I was a bit, on the naive side, just like you're describing. So this
Yeah.
scenario, whilst it's shocking, I'm just like, people are on some madness, man.
Yeah. So yeah. So this I got to learn later on, So we go back home, but at the onset of me knowing about Rose, Trojan didn't seem like he was changing his behavior. His attitude was more like, now that you know.
Now that get with the program.
Yeah, so be it, So so sometimes you'd receive calls and I'm there driving with him and he would continue to address those calls, And I'm just there and I'm like, okay, by nature, I'm not a very confrontational person. I'm actually not a confrontational person. So sometimes I'll just let it pass, but it would just hurt me and eat me up. So I think time passes with this Rose secretly in the picture, but I would only know because sometimes my husband would, like receive these calls that are not, quite straightforward. So one of the days, he leaves on a Friday. He doesn't come back home. This is on up until Sunday.
The whole weekend.
He doesn't come back home. So I call we call Munyai. What do you call him, Munyai in English? Our go-between, right?
Yeah, our go-between, our intercessor, our mediator.
Yeah, our mediator for marriage. And the aunt, who was also part of the mediators, his aunt. At this particular time, you can see that there's no incident where I'm involving my family, right? Yeah, I think by then I was thinking this is submissiveness in totality. So I'm only consulting his side of the family, And the other issue that I'm realizing is that I was not involving my family because I was also coming from a broken family. So I call the aunt, then the aunt calls the parents, both parents, and they come, the four of them. They come to our, remember I said we were staying about an hour and a half drive away from the next city. So they come, they came with public transport. They call him before they leave and say, can we meet at your house this afternoon? And he comes. They ask him, why are you not with your family? And he doesn't answer. He was a very stubborn person. So he would just choose not to open his mouth or address anything. You can talk all you like, and then he'll just listen to you, but he'll not say a word. So then they ask him, has this woman ever wronged you in any way that she deserves to be treated the way you are doing and you leaving home? And he says no. And then they say, okay, fine. Can we agree that you are going to return home? Right now, you're not going back anywhere. We are leaving you here and you're here to stay. And then he says, yes, I agree to that. They make him sign. And he signs. So they go. We escort them to the nearest bus stop. It was just a distance away, a short walking distance.
So wait. Where did you say he was? Or he had been?
He had been with Rose. Rose stayed in another town.
And he openly said this?
He didn't openly say it, but I knew.
How did you know?
This was his first time not to be at home. And because I'd also discovered that there is Rose in the picture, the only logical thing was he would have been there. Yeah, and he wasn't picking his calls or, or anything. So the human instinct in me knew that that's probably where he is. But with his parents, he denied everything. He just said I was with a friend. Yeah. So they leave. We come back to the house. He gets into the room, to the bedroom. He relaxes a bit. 10 to 15 minutes later, he walks out the gate and he goes back to Rose.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I
what did you do?
just told the parents that your person is gone.
So when you tried to tell him not to go or whatever, what would he say to you?
Remember, I told you that he was a
Very strong-willed character.
strong-willed. He could actually disgrace you. And this attitude of him listening but not responding to or acknowledging that he can even hear you. Yeah.
Right.
So he didn't, like, I'm asking him, you have just signed something here to say you are not going anywhere, and here you are wanting to go again. He just doesn't respond to you. He'll just do what he wants and goes. Yeah. So he leaves. I just tell the parents that, your person is gone. But at this particular time, I'm like, I can't force him to be here if he does not want to be here. But it hurts me, but there's really nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
So that particular day, I cry myself to sleep. The following week, he didn't come back. On the Saturday morning, the emotions were all over me. I take some sleeping pills.
Right.
I take an overdose. Suicide. Yeah. And then I'm there lying on the couch. The kids had gone to my friend's place for the weekend. I'm lying on the couch, I'm weak and everything. And then his friend happens to pass by. He hoots on the gate. He finds that no one is, the gate was a manual one, so he ended up just opening it. So he calls on my phone, he hears my voice is very weak, and then he immediately just enters and, takes me to the hospital. He calls the Trojan. Trojan answers and says, okay, I'll be on my way. He doesn't come. Yeah, so I'm put on a drip. They drain the excess medication out of me. They observed me for some hours and then they released me. And then the friend calls my in-laws and then they send over his brother, younger brother, to be with me. By this time, I still maintained my relationship with my in-laws. So they send over his brother to be with me. He comes. He wasn't working, so he was available to do that. He stays for about a month. Trojan is still not back.
After 1 month, Trojan is not back.
Yes, he's not back.
Yo.
Yeah. So by now, I'm trying to get back on my feet, trying to accept. I try to call him. He will pick the phone and he will tell you, don't call me. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to hear from you. Leave me alone. Yeah. So it wasn't easy. So, you'd keep on trying, and then he'll just give back this energy to you. And then I said, okay, fine, let me just try to get into prayers, to everything. I was praying a lot then. So one Sunday morning...
What were you praying for, out of curiosity? Because God asked you to be specific with your prayers, right?
What are women taught to pray for? I want my man back. I want my marriage. I want my family. All the things that we are taught. We are trained to pray, war room.
Right.
Yeah. So I think after about 3 months down the line, I was enrolled for my MBA. So I was going for my lessons here and there. So I was heading for an exam. On a Sunday morning, he comes very early in the morning. I think 6 o'clock he was on the door. I hear a very violent knock, and I'm wondering, who is this? By now, he had gotten wind that the younger brother was here. So the moment I unlock the door, he barges in and pushes me aside. And then he goes to attack his brother and say, why are you here? You know, in Shona we say kugaranaka.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. He says unondi garanaka and it's nakufa.
And what that means
Like
for
how-
those who don't understand in the Shona culture, if Zione is married and then Zione loses her husband Trojan, the younger brother, so I'll call him Trojan Light.
Yes,
Trojan Light is the next in order to become the husband. That's why we call Kugaranaka.
Yes.
And right now, Trojan has just basically said, why have you come to Garanaka when I'm not dead? Like, what are you doing here?
Exactly. And some feeling in me is like, okay, he's still recognizing me as his wife. You know, there's that happy emotion that comes with that. But on the other hand, there's that other emotion that comes with, you are not here. You ran away from a family. So what gives you the right? So there's a mixed bag of feelings. And then that feeling, the positive one, gives you hope, you know, to say, okay, if he's thinking like this, then maybe there's hope for us. So he starts fighting with his brother.
Interestingly, I know you're going to talk about fighting with his brother just now, but then you said there's hope for us. At this point, I'm assuming you had children?
Yes.
How many?
2.
So you're using us, but deep down, it's really hope for you.
Yeah, it's hope for me.
So
a mother hen, where the mother hen is, the chicks are there also.
Yeah. I'm asking that question because with separations that involve children, for the people who are going separate ways, it's difficult to divorce the individual from the individual plus the children. So when you're saying that there's hope for us, do you feel at that point you'd been able to separate you as an individual who was clearly being rejected in the situation? He didn't want to be with you. Not necessarily didn't want to be with the children or you and the children, although being away implies both. But were you able to separate the two at the time?
No, I wasn't able to do that. That's where my other lesson comes from, where I was saying emotional independence is the best gift to yourself.
Oh, I see. Yeah. You know that
I was
that has hit home.
emotionally, drawn to him. I didn't see a life where I could live without him. Yeah. So he starts attacking his brother, and then I start kind of trying to reason with him. And then he attacks me and he holds me by the, he pulls my t-shirt, and starts dragging me. And then at this particular time, I loosen myself. I get into the kitchen, I grab a knife.
Yo.
I remember I said I'm not a confrontational person, neither am I a violent person.
Yeah.
But there was this force in me that was so deeply hurt by everything that was going on. And all I wanted was to stab him. And he gets hold of the knife and then manages to point it the other direction. But in the whole process, my whole clothes are torn. And then while we were in this scuffle, the brother calls that friend who rescued me from the attempted suicide. He immediately comes with his wife. These are the friends that had taken my kids. So I used, like, because I was going through this emotional instability and all that mental instability, I would often have the kids taken to their house.
I was about to ask where were the children, but you've just answered that now.
No, they were not there. Yeah. So the other issue is Trojan came that morning. He was driven by his older brother, which I called him Trojan Pro.
Yeah,
Pro
good,
Max.
good. Yeah. That's a good one. It's a good one. Good one. That's a good one.
So Trojan Pro Max was the same build with my husband, very identical. And all, I used to like really admire him and all, I looked up to him as a brother-in-law. And then the other issue is that one aspect that I realized as I was in the family is that this Trojan Pro Max was on his fifth wife.
Trojan was on his fifth wife?
Trojan Pro Max.
Pro Max was on his fifth wife.
Yes.
Yo. and you were on. Your wife number 2.
Yes.
You're starting to pick
and
a pattern.
then there's Trojan, we said Trojan Light.
Yeah, Trojan Light, the younger brother.
Trojan Light, he was not yet married.
Okay.
Then there's another Trojan, what can we call him? Pro, without the marks.
Yeah.
If there were 4 of them. Trojan Pro was on number 3.
Yo? Yeah, there's a pattern. Okay.
Yeah. And then father-in-law, as I was in the family, I learned that he had 32 children.
Jesus.
Yes. And Trojan was the first in his family side with his mom. He was the firstborn.
Wow.
Trojan Pro Max had his own mother, but they were very close together.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what about Trojan Pro and Trojan Light? Did they have their own mothers?
No. They were siblings to Trojan.
Yo, so how many women was the father-in-law married to? Do you know? Or I don't know whether it's married.
No, he was officially married to my mother-in-law.
Yeah.
The rest were he was planting seed all over.
Wow.
Yeah. And the last one who had the 32nd child was my age.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And these children would occasionally come home here and there, these out of the 32 children. And they looked so much alike their father.
Yeah.
They've got this one tooth that grows on top of the other. So this is their birthmark.
Yeah, wow.
If one doesn't have that, they have
suspicious.
One. No, they are 2 birthmarks.
Oh yeah, what's the second one?
Yeah. The second one was something that looked like a map on their arm.
And they had that, all of them?
Yes, either you have one,
either you have the tooth or you have the map.
Yes.
Mad thing. Okay. Yeah.
My husband had a map.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other Trojans had the tooth.
The other Trojans.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant. I'm enjoying this, man. Enjoying this. Yeah, no, go on.
Okay. So the moment I realized there's a car outside, I peep through and I see it's Trojan Pro Max, and I'm like, heaven's sake, I'm looking up to you as the mature person here, and you're busy escorting someone to come here and cause chaos. The main reason that he had come was actually to collect his clothes.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the major reason that he had come. So all the fight and everything were just something that happened, but the major reason was for him to collect his clothes. And while he was away, I had packed all of his clothes out of the bedroom, out of the wardrobe, and I had put them in a suitcase in another spare room. So when he entered the bedroom and found his clothes, he was livid, and he started shouting. And by then, his friend had already arrived. So the friend is the one who managed to cool everything down. I didn't want to give him his clothes. There's this, like when I met him, remember I said he was coming from a very poor family?
Yeah.
I had done a lot of work on grooming him. and making him, look presentable, even have a good sense of dressing.
So let me ask
You
a
know,
question. What made you confidently classify this family as poor? What did you see to show that they are poor?
okay. The first thing that I noticed when I went to their house, I stepped there. They used to share the same towel, the whole 7 of them.
Oh.
Yeah, they used to change. One toothbrush did not belong to a particular person.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, and the entire setup of the household was like they used to stay in a core house that had just one main bedroom for the parents, and the rest were the other one was a lounge and a kitchen, a very small one. And then there were some wooden cabins that were, very small. That's where the majority shared space, or in the lounge.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Say less. Yeah. Yeah, no, I
I
get it now.
wasn't really coming from a rich background, but it was just, average. And by then I was working, so I could take care of myself. Yeah. So I felt like I didn't want to give him his clothes because I had worked hard to make him who he was,
Yeah.
in terms of, grooming, knowing how to present yourself and everything. The other, like, he was not accustomed to certain things. Like, for example, we're in a meeting in the workplace where we were given tea bags, and he opened up a tea bag. You're laughing.
Ziona, I swear I did not mean to. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. I don't know where that came from. It's not nice. It's not nice. I'm sorry, right? I'm sorry. I don't know where it came from. Okay, no.
So
Okay, yeah.
there was a lot of etiquette that I had to
Yeah.
teach him,
Yeah.
So I felt that he did not deserve to go away with all these. I could teach
Yeah, with
him
all
how
these
to
benefits,
dress.
yeah.
Yeah, match clothes, where put together a certain pieces of clothing and look good, So I didn't want him to take these clothes with him. So the friend now sits me down and says, after all, they're just clothes, let him go. And Trojan starts weeping. He says, hey, I love my family. I don't know what has come over me. I think there's a spirit that is, embracing me and causing me to do this, but I need time to think, all that. I'd never seen him cry. So he takes his clothes and he goes. The whole period that I can say he went away for was a total of 9 months.
And okay, so go on. I'll ask later. Yeah, go on, go on.
So I had become accustomed to, his absence, but, I still wanted him back. I didn't stop loving him. Then one day I'm involved in a car accident while I'm coming from work. By this time, remember, we used to drive to work, and I knew how to drive, but I didn't know how to drive professionally and by myself. So this whole 9 months made me go through a period where I would either commute by public transport, or where I'm feeling strong enough, I can try to drive for the whole 1 hour, 30 minutes. And if I did drive, I would just park my car where it was very convenient, where there's not a lot of reversing and maneuvering around, so that I can easily get it out and go, So by then, I had now gotten used to driving by myself, built up confidence, doing things by myself. I was not used to doing stuff by myself, because he was always there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm coming from work. My mother-in-law calls me, and they say somebody, the sister's daughter had passed away. So I'm driving home to, organize myself and then attend the funeral. And then I had an accident. So before I had set off, this family friend, Trojan's friend, was going back to the same town, but my car had a bit of some, like I was not confident on my own driving throughout. So he had said, we're going to meet at a certain point and then you follow behind and supervise me or whatever. So when I had the accident, I was already on the route where we had agreed we were going to meet. So when he passed me, he recognized the car. It was a very bright color and the number plates and everything. So it was one of those colors that you would not miss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so he sees my car. I'm involved in an accident. He immediately calls Trojan. And I'm taken into the hospital for observation. I'm still unconscious. The first person I see when I wake up is Trojan. He's caressing my forehead, whispering everything to me.
What was he saying?
He was just like saying, you'll be okay. I'm here for you. Take it easy. Remember, he's in the health sector, so he knows the drill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Trojan was an opportunist, He would avail himself at the onset of a problem to help to solve the problem and bring himself in the picture. So he turns up, he's there. The moment I'm released, now I can't go back, I can't drive myself. The car is damaged. And I'm not even in a position to be, going anywhere. So the next best place that he takes me was his parents' house. All these 9 months, he was partly with Rose, and then the rest of it, he was now with his parents. Yeah, so he takes me there. My mom hears that I was in an accident and she fumes and she says, "Why are you there? Why did you go there?" And I'm like, "No, I just need to heal. Please, let me heal. I am not ready for all those questions and everything. All I need is to heal." So I stayed for a week. He was taking care of me at his parents' place. I stayed for a week. The next week I was up. I wasn't hurt, really. I didn't have internal injuries. I just had a small bruise on my forehead, but that was all. So I quickly got back to my feet. And then when I'm returning, Trojan returns with me home. We are now one big happy family. Okay, so things go back to normal. I'm happy. Trojan is back in our circles. We are doing things the same way we used to do. And then one particular...
Tell me, you asked him, why did you go? Where have you been? Why are you doing this?
No, I was the kind of let sleeping dogs like type of person.
Okay.
And the other issue is that I didn't ask him because one, he had this attitude where if you ask, the next thing he's doing is packing his bags and go. He was not good at confrontation. His way of managing conflict was leaving and not seeing it through, So for me, it was now a situation where if I ask, he's gonna leave me.
Okay, right. You didn't want to rock the boat because...
No.
Yeah, because this guy was your oasis. He was your source of comfort because you've come from a background where your father was very abusive after your mom left. So anybody who's giving you affection, support that you didn't have before, you don't want to leave you. So you're anxiously attached pretty much to this guy.
And we were regarded as a power couple, in a very small town where we were.
Right.
Yeah. So I didn't want him to leave me. So it so happens that we had a work trip where I was supposed to leave on a Monday to go to another town and spend the entire week there. We leave together in the morning. Trojan is also going to work. By the way, during these 9 months that he had left, he lost his job somewhere along the lines. I don't know how. Yeah, but then he got back. The moment he returns, he got another job. So we push. Yeah. So I had a work trip. We lived together. And then I was supposed to leave the office at 1 p.m. And then he was always in the habit of, if he's traveling or I'm traveling, we update each other regularly, you know. So he was like, call me when you're about to leave. And I'm like, okay, I will do that. At 1 p.m., we are about to leave. I call him. His phone doesn't get through. I keep trying it. It doesn't get through. I go to the landline, the workplace. The receptionist tells me Trojan is on leave.
Mm.
She asked, may I take a message? And I just hang up the phone and said, oh, no, it's okay. Let me try his landline. But then she obviously didn't recognize I was the wife. So that saved me a bit. So he's on leave for a week. I come back. Throughout the entire week, I'm calling home. He's not back. Then I call one of his cousins that he really, confided in. And I'm asking, where is your uncle? And he says he went to a country in Southern Africa. And I'm like, how? And says, I don't know. So Trojan returns back on a Friday. Apparently, word has it from this cousin that he lost money when he got there. So whatever he had gone to do didn't materialize because he lost money. So he returns home. He was in bed. So for me, on that particular Friday when I'm supposed to come back, I was so, hurt. So I just booked myself a hotel room for the entire weekend. I didn't go home. He didn't look for me. And then on Monday morning, I go to work. After work, then I go home. I find him in bed. He was so down and, everything. I never asked him where he was. So life continued like that. But he asked his mother where I was. And the mother knew. I told her that I'm not going home. I'm booking myself somewhere where I can just, unwind and, So the mother knew. So he had that information from his mother, but he didn't bother to ask me. Yeah. So remember, I also told you that I was anemic. So I used to have issues with cysts inside like ovarian cysts. So I was scheduled to go for an operation. The operation is done. I get released. I'm off from work for about three weeks. During this time that I'm not well, my mother comes to look after me, to help me, I realized that every morning before Trojan leaves for work, he gives me some medicine. Remember, he's in the health sector.
He gives you some medicine.
Yes.
Right.
Some pills. Yeah. On top of the ordinary pills that I'm given. If you ask me, Tinto, right now, I act like I'm a pharmacist. But I'm not a pharmacist.
Right.
I know medicines in and out.
Yo.
So he gives me this medicine. He makes sure that I drink them before he leaves. I take them. I trust him. So I'm feeling that the whole day I don't have energy. I'm always wanting to sleep. I wake up, I eat something, I sleep. Until I start questioning myself to say, I'm a strong-willed person. And when I get sick, this was my 5th operation. So when I do get sick, the 3rd day I'm up and about after an operation. So I'm trying to question myself, what has gone wrong?
Yeah.
Why can't I get back on my feet? So I then start not taking these tablets that he gives me in the morning. And then I start feeling I'm starting to get rejuvenated. I then say, okay, let me Google what this tablet is. Every tablet has got an initial somewhere.
Right.
Or the paper or whatever, that plastic that comes with the prescription has something written. It was diazepam. So he would drag me. The reason being that I don't have energy to follow around what he's doing, what time he's come home, where he is. I don't call him, you know. So I start like throwing away the medicine. Every time he gives me, I just pretend like it's fine, I'll take it. And, you know, my mom is around. So one evening, Trojan comes back home late. I'm still in this, healing journey from my operation. He comes home. It wasn't very late. It was around 8 p.m. The landline rings, the phone. My mother picks. I'm not well, I'm in bed. So this is Rose. Yeah, calling. So Rose asks to speak to Trojan. My mom says Trojan is not here. And then Rose starts arguing to say, I know, like Rose automatically thinks it's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't pick. And she says, you are pretending. I know it's you. I want to speak to him. And then my mother keeps on saying, I told you, she's not here. And then my mother doesn't know what's going on, in all this situation. So then she puts the phone down and says, let's talk. What's really happening? And then I tell her. And so she's so livid and says, why didn't you tell me all along? And I'm like, I didn't want you to be involved in our issues. So in this phone call, Rose says some vulgar words to my mom.
What did she say?
I can't even say it.
Yeah, okay.
You know, in our own Sona language, the female organ.
I mean, I don't have a problem saying it, but
you can say it.
But if I say, but if it makes you uncomfortable, I want to be sensitive to you.
No. I can't say it because I was never brought up to, But you are a public person.
Fine.
You can say it all you like.
It's to say the sentence, but don't say the word. So she said your mother's female.
Muri.
Yo.
Exclamation mark.
This is to somebody's mom.
Yes.
Ratted.
Yeah, so this is what made my mother livid. And so she waits for him, he comes. And then my mom has a conversation, a very calm one, and says, you know what, my son-in-law, if you have friends who are going to look for you on the landline, please ask them to look for you on your mobile phone so that we don't end up having to go through what we have gone through. Somebody called, said ABCD. She didn't repeat whatever, but, and he knew who this person was. So remember his attitude of not wanting to be reprimanded.
Yeah.
He doesn't answer. He doesn't, he keeps calm and then stands up and goes to the bedroom. That night he'll be just heaving sighs of, being exasperated and all that stuff. So around 1 a.m., I wake up. I want to go to the bathroom. Our bedroom didn't have an ensuite, so I needed to go out. So on my way to the bathroom, I find the room is awkward. I see the bookshelf that used to, we were both bookworms, that had all our books was empty. Only my books were there.
Right.
And then on the other side, the shoes that were on the floor on his side were missing. And then I open, he is not in the room while I'm doing all this. Then I open the wardrobe. His clothes are not there. On my way to the bathroom, I see that the lounge door is wide open. He's packing his stuff into the car. So I woke up my mother, and then I'm saying, your son-in-law is packing. And my mother wakes up and says, she goes and takes everything and puts them back in the house and says, if you want to do this, you are going to have to take me back to my house. You are the one who came to collect me. You take me back there, and then you start doing your drama while I've gone. And this is 4 a.m. now.
Oh.
Back and forth. And my mother put up her ground and says, you are not going anywhere. If you need to go anywhere, you will do it after taking me back home. I don't deserve to see all this or go through all this. So she put the things back in the house and locked the door. In the morning, he wakes up. The kids they were invited to a birthday party by our friend. So he wakes up, he takes the kids to the birthday party, and then comes back and locks himself in the bedroom. All the while I was, sitting outside with my mom. I actually had a small portable mattress that I had put on the patio. So I was resting there and we were just talking with my mom. He refused to eat, didn't eat anything. And he was that type of a person where, you have a misunderstanding. He will not touch any food, even if he stays in the house for the whole day. So around 5 p.m. he collects the kids. He drops it. When he comes back, he's with his cousin. That cousin who knows all his secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah. He drops the kids and he goes out pretending that he's going to drop the cousin. So the cousin was a scapegoat. So that when he's going out, he has a reason to be going out. Yeah, so he goes out. He was just wearing what he was wearing. He didn't have anything else on him. He drove out. He took the cousin. This is around 6 p.m. He doesn't come back. My mom starts getting uncomfortable. A week passes. He's not back. My mom says, no, try to call him and find out if he's okay. No, another part of her is worrying. And I'm like, no, don't worry about him. He's obviously okay. I'm not going to call him. So I don't call him. And then the next week, he's still not back. My mom finds it uncomfortable and says, you know what? I think I should go back. Maybe he doesn't want to come here in my presence. So she goes back. Then that particular week, when my mom left, he came back in the evening. I was just about to set the alarm, and then I find the alarm is being interrupted. Like I could not set it. There's something that is interfering, So I opened the door just to check what exactly is interfering, because it will show you that, there's something outside. So the moment I open the door, he pushes himself in. He has had a change of clothes. The clothes that he was in when he left were not the same clothes that he was wearing. He barges himself in, he gets into the house, and then he sleeps in his jeans.
Doesn't even bother try and change.
No. Yeah. So, he then throws a paper at me and says, this is my lawyer's number. He will contact you. And I'm like, okay.
Okay.
So he stays the whole week. So during this week, I'm still at work. I'm still not yet going back to work. So his the Trojan brother, who's got on wife number 3, comes to see me over the weekend because I wasn't well. And then my friend also comes. So they all arrive nearly at the same time. We sit and whatever. When it was time for them to go, we needed the Trojan wants to escort them to the bus station. And I'm like, okay, why not just take a breathe and also get in? I get into the car. We go by the bus stop. We wait for about 10 to 15 minutes. There's no transport. Then Trojan says, I need to take them to the other city, So I'm going to take you home and drop you home. And I'm like, no, I just want to refresh. I've been home for a long time. Let's go together. He's livid and he doesn't want. So I said, no, let's go together. And there are people in the car, So he ends up not wanting to create a scene. He takes the car off in speed, and I'm like, why are you speeding? And he says, if you don't want this kind of speed, get out. And he opens the door.
And is the car moving at this point?
The car is moving at high speed. He opens the door and wants to push me out. The only thing that saved me was that I had a seatbelt on. And then my friend screamed, and the wife of his brother screamed and is like, "What are you doing?" And then he closes the door. He drives at full speed for the next 1.5 hours to take my in-laws back to the. He didn't even drop them home. He just dropped them a distance away and says, "Find your way home." And then we drive back at full speed for another 1.5 hours. By this time, I think my operation was disturbed. I was bleeding. The entire car seat was soaked in blood. I had all lost energy. The moment I'm trying to reach home, he just like bangs the door and comes out. He can't let me come out of the car. I get into the house. The moment I get in, I collapse. Now he sees that this is serious. He calls his doctor, a friend, and the doctor comes. He tries to assess the situation, and he's asking. I can. By that time, I was gaining back my consciousness. I could hear him asking, "Are you sure she's not going through stress? All this stuff?" And Trojan is like, "No, no, no, no. We're okay. There's nothing that is stressing us. Everything is fine." Yeah. So that incident passes. I get time to heal back. And after I return to work, Trojan leaves again. By this time,
to go back to where we know who he.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I go back into my normal routine, prayers, everything. And then just a week or two after he leaves, I hear that he lost his job.
Again.
Yeah, again. So this particular job, he had taken up a private consultancy which involved training, So he traveled to train, but he told his boss that he was not well. So there's somebody who identified him at that training and just commented to say, "I saw your guy, he's very good. He was training us, during this period." And the boss is like, "But this guy says he was sick." And remember, he's got a doctor friend. So he gave him, he made like a sick leave note for him. So he produced that. And when you are working with people who value honesty and everything, the boss was not happy with this. And he says, you need to, write a report about all this and that. And the next thing he does is he quarrels with the boss and ends up, saying, "Fuck you," all that stuff. "I don't care." So this was, led to a dismissal. Yeah. So I think when he lost his job, in this particular job, that the person who had invited him to do this training was, I'll call her Wisteria. Wisteria is a flower. I told you I like flowers.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah.
So it's a very invasive kind of domineering flower that strangles other flowers around it. So this is the name I'm giving to.
Is it the purple one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that one. It's pretty though.
Yeah, it's pretty, but it's
but it's a very invasive flower. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So enter Wisteria. I had been always telling this Trojan that, the way Wisteria likes calling you all the time, even if there's nothing in particular she wants from you, is not good. She's up to something, and you're like, no, you know what? So he was invited to this training by Wisteria. Yeah, so this is how they knew each other. So enter Wisteria, right? Wisteria has always been on Trojan's case, trying to get herself in, she's invasive.
How did you know she was always on Trojan's case? It's because of the phone calls and...
Yeah, the phone calls. And, you know when you are a couple, you always talk about work things. Yeah, Westeria called me. Westeria, this when he's answering his call, hi Westeria, how are you doing? So the frequency with which she called, and sometimes she would not be wanting really anything in particular, I could tell. Yeah, and Trojan was that type of a person who attracted women. Yeah, and women came onto him. Yeah, and remember when I said I met Trojan at work at a workplace.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Yeah, can you see that Wisteria was also met at a
A workplace.
workplace? And Rose was also met at a workplace. Yeah.
So the trend is the same. The trend is consistent. You know where this is going.
Yes. Yeah. So enter Wisteria by introducing this training, but that nevertheless got him being fired. So Wisteria then now makes sure that Trojan secures a job because he was fired at this other, place. Right. On Christmas Day, I'm with my other sister and the kids. We are at a recreational place. I receive a call from Rose. Rose is apologizing.
Rose
She said,
apologizing.
yes, for disrupting my family, for taking my husband.
And this is after how long?
This is more than a year.
Because now it's happening to her now.
Yes.
Now she gets to
Wisteria has
understand.
come.
Yeah, so now she gets to understand what it is.
Yes.
Zero empathy for you, Rose. I'm sorry.
So Rose loses Trojan to Wisteria.
Good.
Rose calls me. She requests that I assist in stopping Trojan and Wistaria's relationship.
And you said?
I'm saying this is not my my circus, not my monkeys. So I'm not gonna get involved. And she says, you are the only person that Trojan can take advice from. He's now becoming a drunkard. I see him in pubs, blah, 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 blah. And I'm saying, please don't ever call me again. You had your chance with him. You did what you did. Somebody else is having a chance with him. Let them be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at this point, are you still hoping that Trojan comes back home when you hear about Wisteria?
Unbelievably, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I can believe it because of how you've described how things have been.
Yeah. So, yeah. And then remember, I'm still keeping my my relationship with my in-laws and everything. And remember, I also said my in-laws believe in sangomas. Yeah. So when Wisteria enters, Trojan goes to stay with Wisteria.
What the? Yeah.
He goes to stay with Wisteria. And Wisteria works somewhere in another town and stays in another town. So Trojan is staying at home. Wisteria only comes in weekends.
Yo, this guy is coming across as a pastoral nomad. You know, you go where the grass is fair and it's good and it's nice, and you move to that one.
Yes, you do.
Yo. Okay.
So I don't know then what happened. You know, this new job when Trojan loses this job again. You know, he's got temper issues and all these things. He loses this job that Wisteria helped him to access. So when he gets out of a job, he stays at home. Now he's like a full-time errand boy for Wisteria. You know, he has to take care of the yard, he has to take care of this, he has to take care of that, all around it, etc., etc. They stayed, I think, for more than 6 months together. Yeah. So this Sangoma issue that I talked about, the in-laws now lure me to go and we go and consult a sangoma. We don't say.
Yeah, I get that. But at the beginning of this, you said you didn't subscribe to it, nor did your husband.
Yes,
Now you're
but
subscribing to it because what, you're desperate for him to stay?
yes,
Despite
not
him,
to stay, to come
yeah,
back.
yeah, for him to come back and you guys remain as a family.
Yes,
You
and I'm having the support of the in-laws. So what more do I want?
again, this is kind of leaning back to the root that you said. You grew up in a home where it was so abusive. When you started getting support from your husband, despite you knowing that he was quite, I keep forgetting the word that you used at the beginning. But
Imposing.
he was quite imposing, and you knew he was short tempered. You found comfort in him being hands on and meeting at your point of needs, and you described your needs. Your needs were really aligned, affection and support. So now from the
And then
in-laws,
these
you're
in-laws
starting to
also
get the same affection and support. Let's support you with this thing. And the support now is
yeah,
coming via a consultation with the traditional medicine practitioners. And you're
yes,
like, okay, cool. Yeah, let's do this because it's going to give me what I want, which is my man.
and then my mother-in-law was also I loved her though. No, for lack of a better word, I
Right.
really loved her. We were friends, you know. We would talk
What
about
what
anything.
did you have in common with the mother-in-law for you to be friends?
I think she offered me that mother kind of attention
Which
that
you
I
didn't have
didn't then have as I
your mom
was
left when
growing.
you were young.
Yes,
Ah,
yes.
okay. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, we go and consult.
Are you allowed to share what the consultation result was?
Yeah, of course. Even the process, it was so it's me, the young sister, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law in this consultation.
Mm.
We get to this sangoma. He was a male sangoma. They say, can we come with the old notes that we used to have, the $2 that had that was blue in
Yeah, the
color
blue
and
one.
had
Yeah,
a
beautiful.
pangolin.
Yeah, yeah, beautiful note. Yeah.
Yes, they say they needed that, and those notes were very very rare then. So these sangomas will always have one for by like for such cases. So if you don't have one, you pay for it. Yeah, so we pay for that. They made us sing a song that it was a chant rather. So it was he was the one who was singing, but they made us chant along. And in this chant, he was telling us that he can see where Trojan is, and right now he has sent these small boys to go and uproot Trojan from this house. And by the end of the day tomorrow, Trojan will be back home to his parents. That's where he needed to go first before he came to me. So, and for sure, by the end of the next day, he came to his family. Yeah, so he's back there. Now the parents are the best people who know how to talk to their son to, lure him to go back to his family. They did that. Yeah. And he came. So, one incident. So remember this, the relationship with Wisteria is not ended. It's just an interception that has happened. One weekend, I go to my in-laws. I sleep over there. So I used to have a habit of like whenever I'm going there, I would buy some, relish or bread or anything that would need to be, having during that period because they didn't have a fridge. So you need to buy meat on a daily basis. So this is a Saturday afternoon. I'm saying to the small little sister, say, can you escort me to the shops? We need to go and buy some beef. And everyone is like attempting to make me not go to the shops. I'm like wondering what's the meaning of this. They'll be just interjecting you and making up excuses. And then there's one sister who liked me so much. She approached me and says, "You know what? The reason why everyone is intercepting you is because Wisteria is outside. It's Trojan. They're sitting in the car."
Outside as in outside.
By the gate.
By the
Yes.
gate.
Yes, by the gate.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. I was so livid. I just, decided to go back home. And I left. So he remained there. And my mother-in-law was the one person who was also outside getting groceries from this wisteria. And she was the number one person who was intercepting me not to go outside the gate.
The mother-in-law.
Yes.
So now she knew about Rose. Now she knows about wisteria.
Yes.
But she's also your best friend.
Yes.
What the actual is going on here?
So I go back home.
I'm not trying to read too much in between lines. I'm starting to see why this wasn't a problem for her. Because remember, her husband has 32 children.
Yeah.
And he's only married to her. And all of these other things are side pieces. So she's used to the drama.
Yeah.
She doesn't bat an eyelid. This is not unusual behavior. Oh, girl, chill. You still have to deal with just 2 children. You're fine. I've had to deal with 30 others.
Exactly. So I just, uproot myself and go. And then this affair continues. Then he doesn't come back home to me. He's back. He's with his parents. Remember. So he goes back. He finds his way back to Wisteria, and then they stay again back together.
This is. Yeah.
You see.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, I'm looking at where the time is. And it sounds like there's still a lot that needs to be spoken about here. So
yes.
I hate to do this for my sake, for your sake, and the sake of those listening, but I really don't want to rush this because I am so confused by what is going on with this man that I need to pick it up in a part 2. So
that's all right.
Zione, feelers, hey man, I love you guys to bits, but bear with me, bear with Zione, bear with the story. We want to get the best out of it. So this is the end of part 1 for us, and we're gonna pick this up on part 2. Catch you in the next one.
Tell me what you're feeling.
Satis on Daru Raini and Chake
Tell me what you're feeling. Now that it's over.
Satis on Daru Raini and Chake
Let me talk about my feelings. Let me talk about my feelings, yeah.
Urudoi motoru noto kujidziro amai.
Kujidziro amai. Love is a fire.
Urudoi motoru noto kujidziro amai.